Lost it for a moment, shovels to Mobley. Oh, my!
Regreso a Garland, que lanza largo el arcoíris, sí señor, DG.
Winding down, back to Allen. Allen thunders it home on top of Plumlee.
Love amaga el triple, pasa volando Clark, ahora sí lo suelta y la pone 3, 20-16 para Kevin Love.
Welcome to the Wine and Gold Show, presented by Betway. Thank you for joining us on Valley Sports Ohio. Now, here are your hosts, John Michael and Rafa Hernandez-Brito.
Coming to you from the depths of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, John Michael and the Spanish voice of the Cavaliers, Rafa Hernandez-Brito. Good to see you. Good show coming up.
I almost filed a complaint when I saw 2 highlights of you, and I was like, "What?" But then I saw my second one.
See this? See this? Cattiness.
Yeah.
Among the co-hosts.
Yeah.
Cavaliers playing some great. There's a lot of highlights to choose from.
Oh, my God.
They are playing some terrific basketball.
Everybody asks me, like, is it fun this season? Like, well,
it's always fun.
It's always fun, but when you ask the fans, when you ask the players, the coaches, the staff, everybody is enjoying what we're seeing on the court, and especially with the fact that we've been winning at home, in ways that we haven't done it in years, right? And just I love the group, regardless of the results that we've been getting. The group that we have right now as a team is just amazing.
Both on the floor and off the floor. The fans are my favorite, Rafa. Just seeing the reaction to
you know
this
what I
team
like, John?
by our
I like
faithful.
that our fans have been organic. That defense chant, the "Let's Go Cavs" chant, have come from the stands and not from them being told what to do. It's been organic, especially at the game against Indiana. They sensed the comeback in the second half, and they were on fire.
How many times has this team done that?
Yeah.
They've been able to overcome sluggish starts.
Especially after nothing was going in, and then everything was going in.
The court's about, 50 feet behind us from where this studio is. This place has been hopping. I mean, it has been jumping all season long. Yeah. And again, I think authentic is the right word. Yeah. I mean, the electricity in there has been something special, really, since game number 1.
Yeah. But I think that's what it is, because the guys sense it, the players, the fans, everybody, and it's all in unison, the feeling that this season has given to everybody that has anything to do with the Cavs.
All right, great show. The All-Star festivities are here, by the way. This month, they are right around the corner. And our All-Star, Darius Garland, will be joining us. We'll also have with us the Cavs VP of Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement, Kevin Clayton, to talk about. I mean, it's not just a couple of games, not just the Rising Stars game and the All-Star game, Rafa. There are a lot of things going on in this community, and Kevin's going to talk about a wide variety of them on the show in the second half.
The game keeps growing, but the involvement and the benefit that the community where the game is being celebrated is growing exponentially, especially this year, especially what the Cavs have been doing and have always put up front with what the work that we do in the community. So I can't wait, but I have to be honest with you. I'm in the works of trying to get a couple of tickets for the game. So Garland and Kevin better be ready for a small request.
I'm sure you're going to be high. I'm sure you're going to be high on their list. Some sad news earlier this month. We lost a really good one. Coach Bill Fitch passed away. He was the first head coach of this Cavaliers franchise. He was the head coach of that Miracle of Richfield team, Rafa. And it's interesting talking to Austin and Campy and Jim and some of the guys. They say that team, led by Bill Fitch, the Miracle of Richfield team, reminds them a lot of this particular Cavalier team in terms of some of that chemistry and that authentic feeling that you just talked about.
And the similarities in the fact that there wasn't really one guy that stood out.
Right.
But there was also the guy, the veteran, in our case, is Kevin Love being the glue at the moment. And Bill Fitch is a legendary coach in the NBA, and there's nothing that is going on right now for the Cavaliers that does not start with that season in 1970. He's in the first class of the Wall of Honor here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and for sure part of the Cavaliers history for the rest of the Cavs history.
And there you see it. It led the Cavs to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was that miracle team, and you said it on that Cavs Wall of Honor in the inaugural group.
And was an NBA champion when he was leading the Celtics in 81. And when you hear about all these Hall of Famers that he coached, talked about the impact that Bill Fitch had on them, it tells you What kind of character he was?
Rick Carlisle, who was in here, the head coach of Indiana, had some glowing things
Larry
to say.
Bird says wonderful things about him.
Bill Fitch, who gave him his first job. It was funny. Rick Carlisle said he cut me and he gave me a coaching job in the same sentence. So Bill Fitch was an NBA champion. He was a teacher and a leader. Bill Fitch was 89. We count it down to the Wine and Gold Show. It is our featured guest right ahead, All-Star Darius Garland.
Make sure you add that to the beginning of the presentation now. All-Star point guard.
It's there for life now. All-Star Darius Garland. Let us bring him in. He will be representing the Cavaliers at the upcoming All-Star festivities. Darius, first off, we were a little bit concerned about your well-being. Have you recovered from the passing out episode that you had the night of the Indiana Pacer game?
Yeah, I'm good. We got the dub. I'm perfectly fine.
What is it, Darius, about this team that has made it so much fun for all of us, not just you guys, but for the fans and everybody else as well?
We're just a team that just likes to compete. We like to win. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy each other's success. Hey, it's nothing not to like about us. We're super excited to watch. A lot of young, great talent. We got our old heads playing well. So, everything is just real nice and smooth.
Who are the most fun teammates inside that locker room? Maybe that we don't see on the outside on game nights.
K-Love, he's up there. Rondo, he makes a lot of jokes. Ice, Lamar. We got a good group that's pretty funny in the locker room.
It's a good cast of characters, and you mentioned how much you guys enjoy each other's company. How much did it mean to you to be surrounded by your teammates when it was announced that you had made your first All-Star game? I know everybody was happy for you. We all were, but for you, it had to have been special, not only to be with your teammates and then get on the phone with your parents.
Yeah, it was super fun. We were actually on the bus, and we was watching on the iPad, so everybody was just huddled around me. And when my name was called, the bus just went crazy. So it was super cool. Just had that experience with the guys and seeing my family just all teary-eyed. And my mom could barely talk. So, it was cool just seeing their excitement.
That's so great. Darius, when did this become a reality for you? I know you've always been confident about your abilities. You get off to an incredible start. You had a terrific summer, too, leading into this season. When did it become a reality when you thought to yourself, wow, I might actually get named to the All-Star game this season?
To be honest with you, still haven't hit me. I'm still in shock. Still super excited about it. But I think I really felt it like on the bus, like when my name was called, when everybody was just huddled around me and just having that experience with my teammates and the coaching staff, and then go out and get a big win against Charlotte. I was like, it was just super cool. It was a cool couple of days.
Now, is it me, Darius, or is this something that for you, and you're also taking your father to the All-Star, because he's been huge in you becoming a basketball player and you becoming that All-Star that you are now. But is it the whole family event that is coming to the game?
Yeah, my entire family is definitely coming. I'm trying to get my mom and my dad some floor tickets or something. It's just gonna be a special moment for them. They've been with me the whole way. My dad spent countless hours with me in the gym. My mom taking off Fridays and Mondays to give me the tournaments when I was younger. So, this is really for the family. I love them so much, so dearly. So this is super cool for my family.
I hope being a participant in the All-Star game, he can get floor seats for his folks, right? I think that's part of the deal, right? Have we not worked this out yet?
We gotta put that in. We gotta put it in the notice or something.
Have you been hit with ticket requests from family and friends?
Oh yeah, already. It was been going on for months, even though we was doing the votes. Yeah. So it's definitely getting crazy now.
Darius, I read a quote from your dad that he told you at a younger age, play every game like it's your last because you never know when all of this is going to come to an end. And that stuck with me. It was during your rookie season when I read that. Could you share with us just what kind of an impact having a father who had been in the game and who had gone all through this has meant to you throughout this journey?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I mean, my dad, he's seen the entire experience that I'm going through right now. So it's just cool just getting his feedback and all the input that he has given to me from the days when he was playing until now. I mean, the games are totally different, but I mean, we still have like the same mindset. And he tells me everything that he's went through with the ups and downs of the league. And he just tells me to stay with it. It's 82 games, it's a long season. And he always told me you're going to have roller coasters in this league. So just stay on the high, just try to keep it positive, just keep positive energy, just stay with a smiling face and just come into every game with the attitude like it's your last.
There's no doubt you have the support of the family. Darius, I ran into your parents. I ran into your godfather in I forget where he was on the road that I ran into him with a DG, the PG T-shirt. But JB Bickerstaff has to be a big part of, everybody talks about the chemistry that this team has and how valuable and how big a piece it is in the success that the Cavaliers have had. But in your words, how much of that is JB Bickerstaff doing to keep you guys together and to keep you guys playing so hard?
It's all of it. JB, he really got us locked in right now. It's on all cylinders. He always preaches defense, so we come to every game with the mindset of stopping our individual, just taking a one-on-one battle, and then that just equals up to 5-on-5, and that just equals up to team success on the defensive end. So we always try to have that mindset. We have our 5 words that we always live by. So when we're together, toughness, one more, and 2 others. So, I mean, he's just bringing us all together and making all the individual talent, just making it to one team. And it's looking great right now.
It certainly is. One thing we've appreciated is just the drive of this team and the never say die attitude. Is there a part of you that loves Darius shocking as many people as this organization has? I mean, most, sports books in Vegas had this team winning around 28 games this season. Here we go into the All-Star break, well over 10 games over 500. Is there part of that feel in that locker room? We're continuing to shock the world?
Yeah, we always have that mindset. In our locker room, I think we're still underdogs, even though we have a target on our back. But I think we're still the underdogs, and we're still hungry for more. We want more wins. We want notoriety. We want the whole league to be on notice. And we want teams to come in and say they have to play their best basketball when they come to Cleveland.
Show the world on an All-Star Sunday, man, what Darius Garland, what they've been missing about not watching Darius Garland play every night. And hopefully you have the Fro with you. There's still a chance that you'll have the Fro, which we have said it in this show. He is an All-Star.
He definitely is an All-Star. He's proven himself. Even when the votes came out, he came out in Charlotte, had a big game against Indiana. So he's definitely an All-Star in ours.
Well, Darius, we're thrilled for you. We're thrilled for this entire team, thrilled for Jarrett, thrilled for what you've done, and we can't wait for you to represent this team in this city coming up later this month. Enjoy it, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, I'm here if you have extra tickets, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure he's high on the list, Darius. Hey, thanks again. We'll be back with more Wine and Gold Show right after this. It is John and Rafa right here on the Wine and Gold Show presented by Betway. All right, let's talk All-Star. You ready?
This All-Star edition of Wine and Gold Show?
Yeah, I suppose it is. This is the All-Star edition,
Okay.
if you want to call it that.
Do you make it to the All-Star?
What part of the All-Star? Yeah. What part do you mean? Yeah. Darius Garland made it to the All-Star game at the age of 21 in his 3rd NBA season. What a surge for the young man throughout his career. comes out of Vanderbilt, plays only a handful of games
literally
in his college career. Into his first season, wasn't healthy coming into the year, and now here in his third season, gets named to the All-Star game, rightfully so, and what a season it has been for Darius Garland.
And he, when you say a handful of games, literally he had that injury on his knee and then didn't play basketball for over a year, comes back and gets handed the keys to a franchise that is in the process of rebuilding and retooling. And a really good freshman year for him in the pros, and then just the growth that he has been showing exponentially, the maturity that he's had. And this season, I think the most important part for Darius, John, is that he has shown that he can actually lead the team, that he can put the team on his shoulder. He's been able to pick the moments when he has to score, when he has to lead the guys, and he has been successful at it.
Right.
I think that's the most important part.
And you don't want to prove a positive with a negative, but that has shown the most to me when Darius has been out of the lineup. He was bothered by a sore back, and while the Cavs, had some success in the won-loss department, it wasn't easy. I mean, offensively, it was a struggle for this Cavalier team without Darius Garland steering the ship.
Not only not easy, but when we have injuries, JB has always talked about that he wants the guys to play and continue to be ourselves.
Right.
But it's hard to be ourselves without Darius Garland leading the way.
Darius Garland helps you be yourself.
So that's the thing, because and this is not to take away from the other guys that have been injured.
It's not.
Dean Wade has been able to step in and do the same thing that Larry Markkanen has done this season, which is play a position that they never played before. But when we don't have the head on the monster, we have been able to see how hard it is and how important Darius Garland has been for the Cavaliers.
Well, ask Jarrett Allen. I mean, they've been one of the best pick-and-roll duos in the league this year, in terms of assists from Garland to Allen. And that chemistry takes a while to develop. When Garland's out, you lose the chemistry, right? And that's no knock on Rajon Rondo or Brandon Goodwin or anybody filling in at that point guard spot. The reps just aren't there. And it shows out there on the floor.
It shows, and it's funny because when you hear us fans saying, we got to get used to playing together, we got to learn, it makes so much sense when you see when you see five on the court that haven't even practiced together, and then all of a sudden they have to learn how Rondo likes to feed the ball, because lately this season we have been seeing plays between, for example, Mobley and Garland against Milwaukee, when Garland threw the ball in a spot that Mobley wasn't even close to being there, and it was the poster on Giannis, that was the perfect example just to see what it means when they say we need to get used to playing with each other, we need to get to know each other's habit, and that's what it is. I mean, without even looking at him, he was able to slice the ball almost 8 feet in front of Mobley, where he was able to catch it on the move and dunk it. So that was the perfect example of getting to know each other.
Chemistry in the NBA is real.
Yes.
I mean, it is a real thing. And as we approach the trade deadline, this is something that all teams take into consideration. I mean, in the NBA, you can't just throw guys together and hope it's going to work. Chemistry is a big, big deal, and we've seen that when Darius Garland's been out of the lineup. All right, Rising Stars game. The Cavaliers have 2 representatives, Evan Mobley and Isaac Okoro. New format.
New wrinkle, yes.
New format, 4 teams, single elimination tournament. I like the format.
I like it. I gotta see it. I gotta see how it goes. I gotta see how it develops. I like the fact that they're trying to spice
it makes
up.
it more competitive.
It's no longer one of those games where it's going to be just throwing the ball and see who can dunk it with the bouncing of the ball. So it's 12 rookies, 12 sophomores, and 4 G League players. And they were drafted into 14th of 8 by guys that had made the 75th anniversary list.
Right.
I mean, and the good thing about it is that our 2 guys, Evan Mobley, the rookie, and Isaac Okoro, the sophomore, made it into the same. Were drafted on the same team, and I like that team. If you look at those,
I was just about to say.
If you look at that team, that team will go far right now in the NBA.
I think I'm biased, but I think Rick Barry is the captain. Team Barry is my favorite team, and it's not just because
they have that rookie. They're playing with that rookie from Houston, Sengun. He's really good. I like his game.
Yeah, I don't know. You look at some of the selections. I mean, Rick Barry had to be saying, "How are these guys still here?"
Yeah.
If you look at the way that draft snaked around, but yeah, I like the way Team Barry
They'll play
looks.
2 games to 50. I'm sorry.
Right.
They'll play 2 games to 50.
Yeah.
no time, just 250, and the winners are going to play to 25, and that's going to be the 75th anniversary. And Isaac Okoro, who is doing things that don't show up and don't blow up the numbers, John, but every time he's on the court, he's really having an impact.
That graphic doesn't do him justice, right? That's what he does on the offensive end, but he's so much more to this Cavalier team. Excited that Isaac was named to the Rising Stars game. Evan Mobley, of course, having a terrific campaign. I mean, here's your leader in terms of the Rookie of the Year award. I personally, I don't think it's close. I mean, Scotty Barnes is doing some pretty good things in Toronto. Cade Cunningham is coming on, the number 1 overall pick in Detroit, but he's been in and out of the lineup. I think it's Mobley's to win at this juncture. And like I said, I don't think it's close.
And simply because he has impacted winning.
Well, right.
He is a big reason. I know, JB, and you just mentioned chemistry, and that is a big piece of this puzzle right now for the Cavs, who, according to our veteran Rajon Rondo, these guys need to start thinking about what they weren't thinking about, and justifiably so, at the beginning of the season. But Evan Mobley, top 3 in the major categories amongst rookies, but 1 when it comes to the impact he has had in what we are building here with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and I think the same can be said for somebody who a lot of us are a little bit upset is not going to be representing the Cavs during this upcoming week. It's Jarrett Allen. In terms of impacting winning, Jarrett Allen is the backbone of a Cavalier defense that's ranked 3rd right now in the NBA. Jarrett Allen. And that's before you talk about the fact that he's a walking double-double. The guy's averaging a double-double. He seems to have one basically every night. That's on the offensive end. On the defensive end, makes so many plays. He's crept, by the way, into the top 5 into shot contests per game, along with Evan Mobley, who's been there all season long. So even to talk about a player who's impacting winning, I think that's why it hurts to a lot of us that he wasn't one of the commissioner's selections to the All-Star game, which went to LaMelo Ball and to DeJounte Murray. And it's funny to me that it seems like it hurt some of us more than Jarrett.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Jarrett tweeted like you win some, you lose some. But, man, oh, man, and again, you don't want to bash the decision. There are a lot of reasons that go into the decision. But this one stings a little bit because
let me put it this way.
I thought he'd be a part of the festivities.
Let me put it this way, and I'll just leave it as simple as this. Jarrett Allen is an all-star.
Yeah, I think so, too.
No doubt about it, right? He is probably the second best center in the Eastern Conference.
He is the second best center right now.
Without a doubt,
outside
right?
of Joel Embiid.
Outside of Jarrett Embiid, who is having a monster season.
MVP type year.
There's so many things that I wish I could say here, but there's no doubt that Jarrett Allen is an all-star. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah, that's well said. That's all we had. We could have left the segment
That's
today.
it. Don't fight me on it.
Yeah, we're up against a break. We'll have more Wine and Gold show right after this. We are back here on the Wine and Gold Show. It's time for our community segment. With that, we'd like to tell you that Westfield helps small businesses shine more brightly. Together with the Cavs, we'd like to congratulate our recent Small Business Spotlight winners, Coleman Spawn Corporation and Larder Delicatessen and Bakery, both of which are located in Cleveland, and also Superscript Comics and Games in Lakewood. Congratulations to those 3 companies. Nominations are still being accepted via Cavs social media posts featuring the Small Business Spotlight. Cavs in the Community is brought to you by Discount Drug Mart. We have a terrific guest straight ahead. Kevin Clayton, Cavs VP, Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement, to talk All-Star Week and more. That's up next. We welcome you back to the Wine and Gold Show. I am excited for this particular segment. Anyone that knows the Cavaliers organization knows that a backbone of this team, a backbone of this franchise, is that it likes to engage in terms of social consciousness, diversity, inclusion, such huge parts of what makes this Cavalier organization work. And now with the All-Star game right around the corner, a great opportunity for really the whole country to get a little taste of what the Cleveland Cavaliers are all about. And with that, I invite Kevin Clayton, he's the VP of Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement, to join us to kick off this second half of the show. Great to see you.
John Michael, good to see you.
You have not been busy recently, right? I mean, you've just been hanging out over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out, just watching a few ball games. That's it.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time. I mean, Kevin, this is an unbelievable opportunity for this organization, not just to show the world what Cleveland's all about, but to show the world what the Cleveland Cavaliers are all about. Kick us off in terms of what you've been up to over the last couple of weeks.
You know, John Michael, it's interesting when you said what the Cavaliers have been about, because I get an opportunity to stand on the legacy that the Cavs have built over a number of years before my position was ever created. And to think that the All-Star game, the 75th All-Star game, is going to be here in Cleveland, and we have an opportunity to take the All-Star game to the community has been really career rewarding for me. And when we talk about taking it to the community, it's things such as the NBA partnering with us 6, 9, 12 months ago to say what's important to Cleveland. What are the elements in Cleveland we need to make sure that we incorporate in our planning as we go to the community? So we've been doing that for the last year or so. Now we're within a week of actually executing it, and I could not be more excited about exactly the kind of things in which we're going to be able to bring to Cleveland that have nothing to do with what's on the court, but what's in the streets, helping people that the All-Star game is going to, we can really build off of the All-Star game.
And I have been always one of the beneficiaries of the effort the Cavaliers have always put out there in terms of reaching out to the communities not only in the Cleveland area but all of Ohio. You know, we're one of 5 teams that broadcast all games in Spanish, and the other 4 teams are in Florida and in Texas. So that's how far ahead the Cavaliers have always been in terms of like reaching out to the community. But as an organization, is this kind of like a celebration of what we've been working on for the last couple of years with your diversity and inclusion department and our efforts to reach out to the community?
Yeah, and Rafa, you're right. As you know, as being part of our ideal team, you know, we have been kind of planting the seeds of what are the kind of things that we can do. And to that, if I can just give a couple examples that would, I think would really make tie it all together. So one of the things that we have done since I've been on board was saying, how can we not only take a look at what our organization looks like from a representation standpoint, but how do we go outside and make sure that we are partnering with the communities through our supplier diversity programs. And what supplier diversity is how do we connect with our vendors, our suppliers, so that they can share not only in the excitement of what happens on the court or on the ice, but also what happens from a financial standpoint. And we had shared with the league that was very important to us. So one of the things that the league has done is during All-Star, they would bring together local suppliers and kind of do a matchmaking with some of their league partners and what have you. And as I had the conversation with them back in June or July, I'm like, why do we want to wait until the week of All-Star?
Right.
Let's convene these folks now so that they can prepare themselves for the opportunity to share in the financial benefits. So in September of this year, we actually convened what was a supplier diversity forum. And we had the league come down with their buyers and their partners to actually talk to our suppliers here in Cleveland. And that was part one. And that was really just kind of a matchmaking. What do you have to sell? What do you have to offer? Here's what we're going to need during All-Star. So we had, well over, 25 or 30 businesses that were represented, that were hand-selected based on the categories that we'd have an opportunity to connect with. Then we followed back up with an actual matchmaking concept in November where contracts were then actually signed. So it wasn't just smoke and mirrors. Right. It was actually business that we were going to do. So that's just one, connecting it, Rafa, to, what our plan is as to how we can help communities of need to partner with us so it's not just the game itself, but it's an opportunity behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is great, too. And, you talk about bringing people together. You talk about a forum like that. There's also an NBA All-Star Rewards program that's taking place as well to help people to patronize the local businesses. Can you talk about that a little bit? As this, to me, this is exciting about, that's an extra layer of what's going on during this upcoming week. Sure.
So the rewards program, which I really credit the NBA on, they came to us at the end of last spring, early summer to talk about the rewards program, which allowed, we've talked to 200 businesses. Of those 200 businesses that signed up for the rewards program, which is an app, as you're coming to town, you'll be able to see who's in town I can do business with. And what I really appreciate is that about 73% of those businesses were 51% owned by minority-owned or women-owned businesses. Yeah. So again, it allows us to extend what we've been doing on an ongoing basis to have them sharing some of those opportunities from a financial standpoint. So we'll see the benefits of that. Actually, we have seen some of it, but leading in All-Star, these businesses will have a chance to really gain some revenue.
And before we go on, I mean, Kevin, it's so interesting hearing you talk about this. This was years in the making. I don't want to gloss over that. I mean, everything that you've talked about so far, months and months and months ago, this began. I mean, people in this organization and in this city have been preparing for this, for 3 years now,
yes.
Right?
Yep. So John Michael, when I was interviewing with the Cavs, and I would never forget this, Nick Barlage said, Kevin, we have the All-Star game coming. Because I got here in –
This is when, right?
Yeah, this was in 2019, right. April of 2019 that I started the position. Yeah. But this went back to 2018 when I began the process. Okay. And I'm saying, Nick, the All-Star game, how is that relevant for the work that we do? Sure enough, exactly what you just said, it's come full cycle because what he referenced was us being able to take the work from a diversity, inclusion, community engagement, and equity standpoint and being able to have an impact on the All-Star game. I never fathomed that would be the situation. But now, as you said to begin with, I have 3 full-time jobs.
You're getting paid 3 times as much, right? Is that how that works around here?
We haven't figured that out yet.
I always like to tell this story to people when they think about, because there's a T-shirt out there at Cleveland being the T-shirt capital of the world. There's a T-shirt that says, I love Cleveland before it was cool. And I always tell people that at the Cavaliers, we were concerned about diversity, inclusion, and equality before it was obvious that it was needed all over this country. Obviously, before the pandemic started with the sad incidents in Minneapolis with George Floyd, we were already, Kevin, working on getting our team members ready with the team members resource group, with the ideal teams that you mentioned. Yes. But that has to be something that had us ready for this occasion that is becoming a lot more than just basketball and just a weekend of entertainment.
Yeah, so Rafa, I like to tell people, one, the Cavs were prepared well before I got here in April of 2019. We just didn't have a label on it. We didn't have a department. We didn't have a function. So when I came and was able to start our team, if you think about 147 sports teams across 5 major sports, there were only 4 of such that had my title of a C-suite kind of title with the resources pre-George Floyd. So we were working on this before it was fashionable, before it was the right thing to do politically. Post-George Floyd, there's now over 50 of me, if you will, across all major sports. But I would like to say that we were kind of at the forefront of this. Yeah. Before I got here, the table was just set for me to sit down.
No question about it. Can you stick around? HBCU Classic. I want to talk that with you. I mean, I'm excited for this. Wallstein Center, Cleveland State. Can we talk that? Can you stay? I mean, I know you're busy.
I think I can hang out with you guys.
All right. More Kevin Clayton right after this on the Wine and Gold Show, presented by Betway. Back here with Kevin Clayton on the Wine and Gold Show. We continue to roll on, talking about all the festivities during All-Star Week. All right, Friday Rising Stars game. Evan Mobley is a part of that. Saturday. What's
Can
that?
you get us tickets?
I know somebody who can. You warned me.
I knew he was going to ask for something. I thought he was going to be able to make it out of this segment without asking for something. Friday Rising Stars game. Sunday, the All-Star game right here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Darius Garland will be a part of that. Saturday, Wallstein Center, Cleveland State. This is going to be a good one, right? HBCU Classic,
First
presented
ever.
by AT&T, Morgan State, and Howard. I can't wait for that.
J. Mike, I am so excited about this for a number of reasons. One, I'm an HBCU alum. I went to North Carolina Central University, played basketball there, and have just been a supporter of HBCUs throughout my career. The fact that the NBA is going to continue its commitment to historically black colleges, which they started last year with the Atlanta game, and we are working with them hand in hand to turn Wilson Center into a HBCU experience, HBCU school.
Yep.
And the bands will be there.
Wow.
Keke Palmer is actually singing the national anthem, going into Lift Every Voice and Sing with the Howard Band.
Oh, nice.
Never been done before. So we're going to have a lot of my fellow fraternities and sororities that are going to be stepping during the event. So it will be rocking, and it will also, money is going back to those schools as well through the sponsorships from different organizations. So it's a great commitment to HBCUs.
Can't wait. I mean, Friday's a spectacle. Sunday's a spectacle. That's going to be a game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a game. That's going to be fun on Saturday in Cleveland State at the Wolstein
And of
Center.
course, there's so many people involved in this, Kev. I mean, so many organizations and so many people that are looking for the benefit of Cleveland when it comes to this.
Yeah, and what we're doing is we've incorporated a lot of local organizations, community-based organizations to participate, and there's ways in which dollars are going back to some of those schools. Can I share with you some of the other great things that are going on?
Please.
So one of the things that I'm also very excited about is our partnership with the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, and they have a program that's called the Power Sports Summit. They have a slate of different activities and conversations around sports and how the power of sports connects to social issues, how power sports connects to issues in the LGBTQ community, issues that empower women. So we have an opportunity to actually participate with them with a lot of programming as well. And that's over at the Cleveland Metropolitan Conference Center, and that's going to be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
The other thing that we're doing, and this is, again, from an economic empowerment standpoint, we've partnered with the Real Black Friday, which is an event that typically happens in the summertime. And if you think about the Real Black Friday, or Black Friday in general, as it's been commercialized over Thanksgiving, the Real Black Friday really deals with economic advancement for the black community. So Tower City, there's going to be over 200 vendors at Tower City connected all around the NBA's activations, of which that's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. So we have economic empowerment there with black vendors. We have the HBCU Classic, and then lastly, over at the Power Sports Summit, there's a partnership that has been developed with Metro Health and Saving Our Daughters, and Saving Our Daughters is the foundation of Keke Palmer. So she's investing in Cleveland, and that's why we have her for a couple days. So a lot of her students are going to be able to participate in dealing with issues that are around health issues and things that are important to her.
And speaking of health, there's one thing we cannot forget about the reality that we live in now, Kevin, with the COVID-19 pandemic, and the NBA and the Cavaliers are making sure that not only we help the city of Cleveland in the recovery for those people that have been affected the hardest, but also we are going to make sure for the first time, I think, that it's going to be a year-round celebration around the Cleveland being the host of the All-Star.
Yes, so one of the things, obviously, with what's going on with COVID in our community, with Mayor Bibb coming on board, we met with his administration and the NBA social responsibility team to say, what can we do above and beyond everything that I just mentioned? Right. And it would be disingenuous for the NBA and us to hold this great event without recognizing there are communities of need relative to these issues of COVID. From a testing standpoint, from PPE and what have you. So the league has committed $100,000 to invest in a program that's going to kick off during All-Star Week, where we're actually going to be going into communities. We're talking about mobile units that will be going into communities. We're talking about leveraging the voice of our celebrities, the players themselves, in some sort of way. And then lastly, it's going to be an ongoing situation that we build upon.
And it's a reward, too, because you could actually win tickets to the All-Star game.
Yes.
And NBA and autograph stuff. So if you get vaccinated, we'll get you boosters. So, and then before you go, Juneteenth is going to be a big event, a big thing, a big week this year.
So what we have done is the NBA has agreed to come back the week leading into Juneteenth, which is a celebration in the black community of emancipation. And we're going to do a number of community events. And we would have done them here now, but if you think about the weather that's outside and what have you, so it's a way for us to say, how can we really make the best out of a bad situation relative to the weather and come back? So we're going to have a week long of events with the Cavs and the NBA kicking off the week leading into Juneteenth, and then kind of climaxing with what the city does around Juneteenth.
And real quick, Kevin, none of this happens without the support of David Gilbert and the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission. I mean, they're so wonderful to work with, and they deserve to be credited for so many events that have come to Cleveland over the past decade or so, they're a big part of what this week coming up is all about, right?
Yeah, and to give them credit, as you said, David Gilbert and the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, they're the ones who kind of went out to get the bid for the All-Star
Right,
game. Nothing happens without them.
Yeah.
And then all the things that I've just mentioned have their handprint on it as well. So I'm really happy with the partnership we have.
So this is all right around the corner. You're going to get there. You're going to rest for what? Are you going to go on vacation after this? You can get a little bit of a break.
I'm gonna tell you,
your work never ends.
I am so excited about this.
I know. So are we.
Yeah, from a career standpoint, you don't get these kind of opportunities in your career. So it was the right move for me at the right time.
The
to
big
be here.
feather in the cap, like they say, right?
It's fantastic.
A big stripe,
for
big
all of
stripe
us.
on the tiger.
It really is for all of us.
Before you go, David Gilbert, last time he was on the show, had said he was going to look into, for the 50th anniversary, they gave the players a jacket.
Right.
And he said, I'll look into getting you a 75th. Talk to Kevin Clayton. He's the one that's going to be behind giving it to the players.
So I'm going to talk to David on your behalf.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go well.
I'm in for Destination Cleveland and every other organization involved in this great event, this great weekend, I think. And then kudos to everybody who has been working for 2 years.
Yeah, it's been great.
That this, that everybody enjoys the days to come.
Kevin, final message for our fans as we get ready for this for the festivities coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, my message is come out, join us, participate in as many things as you can, because we're going to have an opportunity to really raise Cleveland in a way that has never been done before, in my opinion. This is going to be a good time. Come on out and join us.
Awesome.
Kevin, great stuff. Hats off.
Thank
enjoy
you.
it. Get to enjoy it a little bit.
Absolutely.
As the festivities roll on in. This has been Kevin Clayton. This is the Wine and Gold Show. More right after this. We're back here to wrap things up on the Wine and Gold Show. I could keep talking for another couple of hours about this team, about the upcoming All-Star festivities. It's been a fun show.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, though. 2 attempts of getting tickets for the game. And have
Struck out both times.
Yeah.
Huh? Darius Garland in the first half, Kevin Clayton in the second half. Darius still looking for tickets for his folks,
I'm sure
and you're asking him for tickets.
I'm sure I'm not at the top of the list there.
Hey, fun times straight ahead here in
I
Cleveland.
can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. I mean, there's on the floor, off the floor, so much to do. A lot of people are going to see just what the city's all about, right?
And that's the best part about it. We know what Cleveland has to offer, but now it's on a world stage. It's not even just national stage. It's a world stage that is coming to Cleveland, and we are going to share with them what a wonderful city we live in.
For Rafa, I'm John. Enjoy it, Cleveland, right around the corner. The All-Star game right here in our city. We'll see you next time on the Wine and Gold Show.